the snow, but he did have to rustle up about 45 tickets for today's game. He had 38 when I was talking to him in the locker room earlier. He still didn't know where he was going to get the other 7. Rod?
Well, you should talk to Leo Rounds because he usually has a few around, but not today. Tickets are hard to come by in Toronto now. Attendance in the NBA as Jason Kidd steals, and that is why he is first in the NBA in steals. But attendance, I was going to say, is down in a lot of cities except in Toronto.
Well, in Toronto, it's been great. They love to come out and really starting to understand the game as well. And you see Jason Kidd, Vince Carter matchup, Rod. He will make Vince Carter work for everything he gets. You fight when Jason Kidd decides to make your life difficult, Rod. He can do so many different things on the floor.
Raptors wanted an illegal defense call. Might have had it there. Vince Carter inside, nice feed to Alvin Williams.
Heads up play by Alvin Williams to keep his eye on the ball, Rod. That was a bullet pass from Vince Carter.
Couple of subs into the game now. Wearing 00 is Tony Delk for Phoenix. 15 is Daniel Santiago from Puerto Rico. There is Delk, former Kentucky Wildcat. Right now the Suns are running wild, 22-10. Toronto number 42, Kevin Willis. There's Robinson again, and Cliff Robinson heating it up now in double digits, 10 for Robinson. Let's join PJ again.
Okay, guys, Lenny Wilkins very adamant with his team about being patient at the other end and spacing. He wants them to be patient. He says, guys, we're going to be okay, but we got to run our stuff and stay with what we know we can do best. Rod?
They'll have to chip away, Paul, because they're down by 14. Willis hustling underneath. On the floor is Santiago, and he was on the baseline. It is Toronto ball.
Rod, Daniel Santiago, I talked about summer league ball in regards to Sean Marion. Santiago showed up with the Phoenix Suns this summer, played in Utah in their summer league, and he looked like a guy that was determined to be on an NBA roster. Plays like that, diving for loose balls, crashing the glass, scoring with tenacity around the bucket. He wanted to make an NBA team, and he's made his mark with the Suns.
7-footer from Puerto Rico, has played in New Mexico and Italy, St. Vincent. Del Curry off the bench, can't put it in the bucket. Jason Kidd the rebound. Kidd all the way up 4, quicker than even some of the Raptors. And a foul against Antonio Davis.
And Jason Kidd making the right play again, Rod. Push the ball down the floor, get everybody chasing, trying to retreat, trying to get back, and then look for the man that's got 10 points in the game, Cliff Robinson. Find the hot hand.
Not a penalty situation yet on the foul by Davis, so the Suns will inbound.
Rod, fast break points. Phoenix 9-1 over the Raptors.
Toronto just shooting 28%. Rogers posting up Carter. Good ball movement again from the Suns, and Delk misses it, but gets it right back. Good play by tiny Tony Delk.
The two Raptors going after the ball, knocking it right back to Delk, who's a tremendous three-point shooter. Last season played for Sacramento, and everybody remembers him winning a national championship at Kentucky, knocking down three-point shots.
Del Curry can fire it at will from anywhere, starting to get his stroke back. Alvin Williams, what an improvement he has made this season for Williams. He's just getting a chance to play, but not on that shot. It's a 16-point lead for Jason Kidd and the Suns.
Great job at the defensive end by Santiago, Rod. He didn't allow Kevin Willis to get the ball and helped out on the Alvin Williams missed jump shot.
Rogers on Curry. He'll need help. Curry not known as one of the best defensive players in the game.
A little miscue there by Tony Delk, Rod. He caught the basketball. He was looking to feed Jason Kidd in the corner. Took his eyes off the ball.
45 seconds to go in the first. Raptors need something positive here to get them going for the second quarter. The Suns have outworked them, out-hustled, and outshot them in a foul.
Tony Delk a little too aggressive, fighting over the screen with the push on Alvin Williams. Again, Raptors having a hard time getting that two-man game going simply because Daniel Santiago will not allow Kevin Willis to get in the right positions. So there's a, it doesn't look like much, kind of a nickel and dimer, but the right hand on the hip of Alvin Williams. Rod, you mentioned Alvin Williams, how he's playing better and better. Lenny Wilkins has been tremendous for Alvin Williams. He's been much more consistent. He knows what minutes are coming, where his minutes are coming from, how many minutes he's going to play. Think about last year. He went from starter to the 12th man to being traded to on the bench not playing. He had no idea what was happening from a game-to-game situation.
A different Alvin Williams this year. Final 30 seconds in the first quarter. Rogers again, watched by Vince Carter. Strong move to the basket, but Vince pulls down the rebound.
Yeah, Vince able to get a hand on it to change the shot.
Toronto will play for final shot of this quarter. It has not been a good start for Toronto. Carter one-on-one with Rodney Rogers. 5 seconds. Vince, fall away. Got it! But Jason Kidd the other way with 1 second. No. But Jason Kidd did enough to the Raptors in the first quarter. 5 assists, a couple of rebounds, 4 points. Cliff Robinson with 10. And the Phoenix Suns all over the Raptors, 26-14. No kidding. At the end of one at ACC, let's join Sunil Joshi at NBA Control. After its Olympic experience, they have been resting him in the second quarter of games, and he will probably play the entire second half. Elliot Perry recently acquired number 2 into the game, just waived this season by New Jersey and Orlando. They call him Socks. No wonder. Take a look at them. Former Sun back in the early 90s used to back up another great Sun point guard, Kevin Johnson. Rodney Rogers, a scoop shot, a beauty.
And you love a player at 6'7", Rod, that can shoot threes or turn right around and go at a big man like Antonio Davis, put the elbow right in the mug and able to make that shot.
Alvin Williams shook off Perry, who got back on D. There's Del Curry inside to Antonio Davis. Santiago all over him. That should be a foul, and it is.
You can see the presence that Santiago has, Rod, always hustling, making himself as big as possible. And here's Rodney Rogers. Watch this move. As he spins, he's going to go right at Antonio Davis. Antonio, a shot blocker, averages about 2 block shots a game. You can't block or jump if you can't get off the ground, and that's the advantage of leaning in and taking the angle away of the defensive player.
Another player who has joined the headband gang like Morris Peterson. A couple of years ago, if you came on the court with a headband, people laughed at you.
Well, I'm really glad you took your headband off, Rod.
Well, I usually wear it during the game.
With your well-coiffed hair, it looked a little ridiculous.
But now, remember in the 70s, there was, well, even the 60s, Wilt Chamberlain and then Slick Watts. And the headband went the way of the dinosaur. Tony Delk knocks it down. But now, Portland, almost everybody on that team wears a headband. 30-14. Vince trying to play the 2-man game with Willis, and Sean Marion, the foul. Once again, let's join Paul Jones.
Okay, Rod, Scott Skiles talking about pushing the ball and pushing the tempo in that huddle at the end of the quarter. Now, it does not bode well for Toronto. The Suns are 7-1 when they lead after the first quarter. Rod?
Rod, we're talking a lot about Phoenix and their ability to run, but think about this. They've held 7 opponents this season to 82 points or less. That's an incredibly low number. 82 points or less. They're 7 and
indeed get their wake-up call and now only trail by 4. How are they doing it, Rick?
It's going to come down instead of big screen on Davis, and let's watch what results in that. As Santiago comes down, he gets Davis, who frees it again. Now, just take a look at where Kevin Willis is, and look how wide open the man he's guarding is. And that's Robinson, and he knocks in a wide-open jump shot. Now, I can assure you that Lenny Wilkins is not...
They're now 4-5 on the road. 95-87 the final as we send it back to our NBA Control. And once again, Sunil Joshi.